am I okay? So we're recording, and Zoom is recording dual, because that was the issue last time. Is that it was recording whoever was speaking, which is fine while we were talking, but while the reaction was going, nobody was speaking, so it was just me. So if you were wondering what happened on, I think our reaction to, I forget what we were even reacting to.
It was the song, which makes it worse.
Yeah.
It was that beautiful song. I saw the comments. They're like, guys, audio sucks. Come on.
No, the audio was fine. The audio was fine. The visuals were just me. It was just me because Zoom was recording just the person talking, because you need to change that setting. And since I have a new computer, anyways, you guys don't care. Hey, welcome back to our Stupid Reaction. I'm Corbin.
I'm Rick.
You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter for more juicy content. Thank you to everybody who supports us on Patreon. Follow us on our official Twitter account. Subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you. Thank you. And today we're doing a movie review of a highly anticipated new release of 2025, Thug Life. Directed by Mani Ratnam, co-written with Kamal Haasan and Mani Ratnam. Composed by our non-dist of bars.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think so. And starring, obviously, Kamal Haasan and a whole bunch of other people. But it's obviously mainly Kamal Haasan. And obviously the first in like 30 years of Kamal Haasan and Mani Ratnam. If you haven't seen our review of... I think it's called Nayakan. Is that what the original? Not the original, but their one 30 years ago was called. We did do a review, so if you'd like to see our review of that one, go check that out.
And is this? I've lost count. I'm thinking this is like number 12 at least of Mani Ratnam.
Oh, of Mani? It's a lot. At least 12.
It's at least 12.
If anybody knows, let me know down in the comments, please. What our number of Mani films is. I know it's up there now, but anyways, this will be mostly non-spoiler because it is new. If we get into some spoilers, we will tell you before, just so you can decide for yourself. There, Rick, your initial thoughts of Thug Life.
Well, I will probably disappoint a lot of you lovely stupid babies who I've read so many are ecstatic about the film because I didn't like it very much. There were parts of it that I did enjoy, but it didn't live up to the expectations I had for Mani Ratnam. And I have some performances that I want to accentuate the positive, but all in all, as the whole, it was a one and done for me that kind of fell below my expectations, and I didn't. Sorry, guys, I didn't really like it that much.
Yeah.
I'll explain more.
Did you know this got banned in Karnataka? Did you see that?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, I wish it got banned here. I hated this movie.
That was awesome.
But it did actually get banned. I don't know the reason. I know there was a bunch of hubbub about it. If it's like a censor thing, I don't support that, regardless of how much I don't like the movie. So I don't know why it was actually banned. I know there was a big hubbub about it, though. That this film was like.
Yeah, I did not.
But no, I think this movie is trash, like full through. And I hate to say it because I had read since Wednesday negative reviews. Like I was not hearing good things, but that's not like out of the norm, actually. We've heard like bad things about movies before, and then we end up loving the movie. And so I was like, okay, well, this is one of those things that, you know, maybe I won't like it, maybe I will. So I set my expectations real low just in case.
Yeah.
And it does not even feel like a Mani Ratnam movie.
It
Ah,
doesn't. If you and I had been watching it together,
yeah.
I probably, if you hadn't suggested it, I would have said, interval, can we please go?
Yeah.
Because it didn't feel like a Monty Ratnam film. Well, you go ahead. I've already said my 2 cents worth.
Yeah,
You
no, it
explain it.
the biggest, I mean, there's a lot of issues for sure, but the biggest
Yeah.
is it is such a flat, chunky screenplay. Like
You took the word out of my head. I was saying flat as you said the word.
from the beginning,
Flat.
it was like, okay, so these are these characters. I'm not caring yet.
Yep.
Please make me care. Okay, stuff is happening. I don't care. Okay, this is okay, what? Why? Like, and also the dialogue was not good. It was like really like exposition-y. It was like all over the place tone wise at times. I was like, this feels like somebody's trying to make a political, almost massy movie that has never directed a movie before, and so they're not good with pacing or editing and making sure everything kind of fits together and doesn't feel clunky and kind of like jerky along. Not one of the most well-established, celebrated, wonderful filmmakers to ever come out of India.
Yeah, especially when you're coming off of PS1
Yeah.
and PS2. And we understood this wasn't a historic epic. We didn't need it to be because he's directed all kinds of films, and you're expecting something like Nayakan.
Yes.
You're expecting that. And I agree. I didn't care. I found the story was pretty generic.
Yep.
I've seen that kind of story 1,000 times over.
Yep.
I knew what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of things about it that in spoilers we could talk about that were highly unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And just for the most part, I was eating popcorn to keep myself awake and just watched it because I knew I ought to watch it all the way through to the end because we weren't watching it together.
Yeah, hands down, the worst Monty film I've ever seen. Like it's not even.
I don't know, because you know how I feel about Dil Se.
There's no. You would watch Dil Se 1,000 times before you would watch this again. I promise you, just for the songs.
You know what? You're right.
Yes, 100%. I'm right.
Yeah, for the songs, I would.
I don't care how much you didn't like the movie or didn't believe in it.
And actually, now that I know what Dil Se is, I could go back into it going, okay, it's just going to be this schlock. I'll enjoy the songs and enjoy the schlock.
No, it's like...
You're right.
It is like, that is a cinematic masterpiece compared to what he shat out here. Let me tell And this is our stupid reactions. I'm not very politically correct in terms of stuff like that. And I love Monty. I think he's still one of the greatest filmmakers in all of Indian cinema. Kamal Haasan, A.R. Rahman is our dost. All that, but I'm still gonna be honest with you and be like, the movie was not good. And
speaking of our dose and A.R. Rahman,
yeah,
the score was
yeah,
it was weird.
It was funny because when we reacted to them, I loved them, and those were definitely the best songs. But
without question, they're the best songs.
But they still didn't hit the same in the movie. Even when I knew the songs and they're great, like on their own. But then like in this setting, maybe it's just because I was like so ready for the film to be done. I was like. And then other ones that I was like, I don't like this song, and also this doesn't fit in the film. Like the first song that came up, I think it was in English. What was like baby? What did they say in the song? It was when they were introducing one of the girls, and a song was happening, and I was like, why is there a song here? This feels very weird and chunky, and also the song is just, I didn't care for it very much. And so that was like, okay. When we got to the ones I liked, I was like, okay, I still like these songs. I don't like them as much as I did, though. It's probably, you're ready for the film to be done, and you're not.
True, but not just the songs, but the score. There were moments of the score where I thought, what is going on? This doesn't seem to fit with the tone of the scene. And then there were many moments with the song I thought, are you going for a feel? Because it sounds like a chintzy drum machine. I don't know what we're trying to do with the score, and which was very odd for anybody, especially what you anticipate the score is going to be with A.R. Rahman. There wasn't a memorable theme.
It looks like I was looking up the editor here. Let's see. Editor. Okay. Past films. Okay, he's an established editor. He's had 325 titles he's edited. So he's not. I was like, is he
have issues with that? Because that's actually something I didn't have an issue with.
No, like in terms of, I'm talking the editing, like in terms of the pacing of the movie.
Oh, the pacing.
So that part of the editing.
And I think that was far more the fault of the story.
In the script, and then like, or the screenplay?
Yeah, because for example, I thought that the two action sequences, though I didn't particularly like some of the choices of shot, I did think the pacing of those sequences and the editing of the sequences was okay.
Okay. I see that. Yeah.
I didn't like. This isn't a big spoiler, guys, but if you're going to show people in the snow and it's cold, you've got to have some breath that shows it's cold. It's just not going to work for me.
I do want to talk about a few things that I think Kamal Haasan did what he could with this. He does have great screen presence, and so you just can't help but like, I could see something going on behind his eyes, because he has wonderful eyes.
Definitely was invested. He was
the most invested. I feel like he was was
absolutely invested.
The most invested of anybody in the cast. It felt like, at least.
He was, as was who we love consistently. I talk about how much she reminds me visibly. She so much reminds me of Priyanka Chopra. It's Aishwarya. Aishwarya Lakshmi.
She came in real late though.
That was the thing for me, was like, as far as the story's concerned, I felt we needed to have her sooner, and especially since she was the one I felt was the most emotionally invested in the story. Yeah.
And it wasn't like, and when I'm saying like most invested, I don't think actually there was like really bad performances. That's not really what I'm saying. No. It's actually a lot because of just the blandness of the script,
it's just flat.
I guess bad character writing in terms of like not getting you like introducing these characters. Like something happened to a character early on, and I was like, okay, great. Why did I care about what just happened?
Right.
You didn't try to get me invested at all.
They were very basic.
Yes, coming from a Mani Ratnam film.
Correct.
Where the thing is, you're gonna be attached to these people. Like, you're gonna be emotionally invested. At bare minimum, you're gonna be emotionally invested in this story. And that was the opposite of what happened.
Well, and I have a statement about the climax that I gotta save for spoilers, because I can't talk about it without, and it's a problem I've got with the climax.
Yeah.
That really added to my disappointment.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really, and I guess it's Kamal and Mani Ratnam's issue, because they were the two writers on this. It just, like, coming from, like, he wrote Hey Ram, right?
Who?
Kamal?
Kamal? I'm pretty sure he did.
He's a good writer.
Oh yeah.
Mani Ratnam.
No,
these are good writers.
The best storytellers in cinematic history. So for them to produce this, you don't expect this.
Yeah, and it felt like Mani was trying to like do something. I mean, I'm all for directors trying to do for different things, not sticking to their like one style.
Of course,
I have no issues with that, but this, like, I didn't have any hint of a Mani Ratnam film. Like in PS1 and 2, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, this is a big budget Mani Ratnam film, historical, and just pure drama with all the feels. We love that movie. Those movies. I can start to hear you, but hold on, you're frozen on the screen right now. Can you see me? This is what you look like on the screen right now.
Is that what I froze on?
That's what you froze on.
That's fantastic.
He was and Johnny was doing something I couldn't see.
Oh yeah,
She was working that jadoo, if you know what I'm saying.
Anyway, sorry guys.
Anyways, sorry. I don't know where we were in the review when we had a technical issue.
I was saying I couldn't say anything else without spoilers.
Yeah. So essentially, yeah. Without really bashing more on the film, and luckily I don't know if luckily, I guess, but we're not the only ones this time. I've not actually heard anybody say they've enjoyed this film. So.
Oh. Good.
So this is not one of those times where it's like we are the odd one out and the masses are enjoying. Maybe obviously you guys, if you enjoyed the film, obviously please let us know why why that would be. But yeah, we'll talk about a few spoilers here, but that's mainly it. So
yeah, so this is spoilers.
Yeah. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. Rick, what would you want to talk about?
We suggest you probably don't want it. Just so many things, just little things that were all over the place that were awkward. Like anyway, I don't even need to go into some of those. The big problem I had was we have this climax that you kind of knew was coming.
Yeah, and you knew it was coming the entire time.
You knew from the moment he gets separated from his sister at the beginning of the film. You're like, okay, so this will be our climax.
Yep.
And I knew, I went, we're going to have a climax, and what's going to probably happen is we're going to do something really big, and it's going to be a gut-wrenching, quote-unquote thing where somebody's going to die in somebody's arms, so they can have a big emotional thing.
Yep.
But what made it worse was we get this flashback when the son dies, right?
Yeah.
But we're getting a flashback to...
All right, I think you're good.
All right, we're gonna go from here.
Anyway, so Johnny was doing something. Johnny keeps doing stuff under the table.
we had this payoff in the climax of the film, and it gives us this flashback, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Kamal Haasan is thinking about his life with this kid, and I'm thinking, you can't withdraw when you haven't made a deposit. There was no. What did we get to see them do? We never saw them emotionally connected. We didn't have one moment where we felt like they loved each other, and it was weak. Again, the flat, basic writing with no sense of it. Kind of was insulting.
Yeah, like the only thing consistent in this movie was how flat and like like generic it was. It was very consistent in that aspect. And I hate flashbacks. They hardly ever work for me because they almost always, especially in moments like that, right? They almost make me feel like you're insulting me with like, really, you didn't think that I knew that this was what you were implying at that moment,
right? In case you weren't thinking about it, remember they have a history.
Yeah, it's like. I know that.
I knew that.
Well, I should know that if your story was done correctly. Like, I should know. Maybe that's why they did it. It was like, we haven't done a good job. This is...
Maybe so.
Because, good Lord. Anyways, whatever. We've said enough. This, we'll see if it makes the dummies. We'll see.
I'll bet you $1.
We'll see. Let us know what you thought about the movie. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, what your thoughts on it are, obviously. And like I said, we Mani Ratnam is still one of the greatest Indian filmmakers. Kamal Haasan still one of the greatest actors to ever come out of India. A.R. Rahman is a goat. They're all goats. As Steven Spielberg has stinkers. I saw somebody who was like, that said like Lakesh is the goat or something. Lakesh, like because of I was like, well, that doesn't mean like those aren't related. Just because Lakesh has done a recent good gangster movie and this is not, does not mean that one is like. First of all, Mani has been around millennia longer than Lakesh. Okay, so that's dumb. That's dumb. Anyways. Let us know what you thought about the movie and anything else we need to know down below.